Now, before I begin your reading, I need to show you to tell you at the beginning that if this does not resonate with you, it is not for you. So there's so many different readings out there. As an oracle, you can go to them, and if this resonates with you, stay with me. Hello, this is Josephine Gibbs. I'm going to do a reading for Cancer for January 2019. And I have drawn 5 cards for you. But before I do that, I'm actually going to tell you that this is not a tarot reading. This is nothing to do with tarot at all. And this is not about the future. This is about giving you a flavor of what the month of January 2019 is going to be like for your star sign or zodiac sign. So this is for Cancer for January 2019. So I've drawn 5 cards for you. Your general one is I have the ability to direct my own thoughts from a deck of cards by Esther and Jerry Hicks, based on their book Ask and It Is Given. So this is actually the teachings of Abraham. So it's a really interesting deck of cards that I found, and it got me to start doing these readings. For some reason, I was really drawn to do this. Now, for you, Cancer, it says that in your ability to direct your own thoughts, you can do this. You have a talent for this because you have the option of observing things as they are, or of imagining them as you want them to be. And whichever option you choose, your thoughts produce a vibration within you that equals your point of attraction. And then circumstances and events line up to match the vibrations that you have offered. So it is up to you really to create your reality, to create your now, to create what is happening in your life right now. So it is up to you to create this, because things that we do starts with thoughts, and thoughts become actions. So you offer up these thoughts, and this will come about because you attract these thoughts. So whatever you're thinking, you attract them to yourself. Now remember, in the first week, you keep thinking to yourself, I am vibrational, a vibrational being in a vibrational environment. So what does this mean? This means that you are this person who has a lot of positivity to offer to the people around you. Now you have to remember that if you have been negative recently, you must have been negative because there are reasons before that. But remember that these things will pass, these negative things will pass, and you alone will remain, and the good things will remain. You cannot forget these good things. They come a long way, and the people around you will be so much poorer without you around. So don't think that you're better off if you won't be born, because you are so important. You are so crucial to everyone around you. Okay? Because you are even in your physical expression of flesh, blood, and bone is a vibrational being. And everything you experience in your physical environment is vibrational. So all these things come about because they are meant to be. You are meant to be, and you are actually meant to be born here in this time with these people. So don't think that yet everyone's thinking bad about you. Everyone's too busy to think about their own issues and their own troubles and woes. And you yourself are the same. Everyone's in this time of the year is very, very difficult. But then always remember, there's hope. There's always hope. Do not forget this hope. And it is only through your ability to translate this vibration that you are able to understand your physical world at all. And it is because of your ability and your talents to come about bring these things, all the events around you, and things that you are meant to be in. Do not escape it. Do not try to run away from it. Do not try to be so worried about doing the things that you're about to do, things that you have to do. Are you being told to do? Because no one else can do it. You alone can do these things. Cancer. You alone can understand how to manifest things according how they are meant to be. So this has been written, these things have been written, that you are about to do them. So no one else can manifest this physical manifestation of these things that used to be thought, and now somebody thought them up, and you are supposed to make this come true. So do not avoid this. In your second week, you're thinking that there's a picture of this elephant, massive elephant, and this creature sitting on top of this elephant, and almost completely tiny compared to the magnificence and this enormity of this elephant. And it says, since every request is granted, I feel no competition. And you feel they have so much abundance around you. Whether you know that they're there or not, it's up to you. Because even if you are sort of, maybe you are running out of cash or you don't have enough of this cash, but you have, if you look at your situation compared to the rest of the world, even 80% of the world, you have so much abundance, you just don't realize it. So if you're thinking to yourself, you must think to yourself, since I have this request, I have all the requests that is given out there, it's been asked, they are granted. Okay, because you feel that these things are granted, obviously you're not gonna feel any. There's no competition for these things. There's no competition to have the rest of the pie. You know, I don't want to be selfish and I want every single bit of the pie and I want anyone else to get a slice of it. And in the first place, this is the wrong way to think, because the world is not a pie. There are many pies. It's not just one pie where everyone, you know, you have less for yourself, less slices for yourself. Then if somebody else gets the slices, then you have less or none at all. That's not true, okay? Because it's all the abundance in the world is not like one pie and that's it. There's actually many thousands and millions and billions of pies around to share. You just have to see it. You just have to see that every request is granted, and you should not feel that you are competing for the abundance. Look how happy this person is, reaching for the flowers. It seems to drift all around. These are the magnificence, the enormity of this. You're sitting on a pile of this amazing abundance that you just don't realize it. If you don't think that there's not enough around or not enough to go around, this is wrong. Okay, stop it. Stop thinking this way. Okay, because each point of view matters. Every request is granted. There is no end to the universal resources that fulfill these requests. And there is no end to the answers to the never ending stream of questions. And for that reason, there is no competition. So, how can it be? How can it be that there is no competition? It seems like in the news, everywhere else, your friends saying that everything seems to go around. There's a worry because there might be a recession coming. But that is negativity. That is people forgetting that they only have to ask for it. That there is abundance everywhere and you only have to reach for them and it's there. So there should not be a sense of competition that there's so much lack of things. There's no lack. It's everything is abundant. You only have to switch your thinking in a different way. To think that every wish you have will be granted. And once this happens, you will start to see that, hey, they are there after all. Silly of me to think that they are not. So when your eyes are open, they will be there and you request it, you come, and obviously for some people it's very rapid. The requests and wishes will be granted so very quickly, it just boggles the mind. And for some people it takes some time because they themselves are stopping themselves from taking it or asking for it. Now, in your third week, You're thinking, I will love where I am right now. I can see an image of a little bird inside this cage. Now, if you're thinking, you must feel somewhat trapped. And the good thing about this is it's upright, and you're thinking, hey, I might feel trapped. I might feel that I'm imprisoned, or I cannot escape this thing that is keeping me here against my will. But I only have to think in a different way, and suddenly I'll be free. Because it doesn't matter where you are, even if you feel constrained or coerced in some way, it is your thinking that makes you even more of a loser, even more of a prisoner. But if you but if you think that there is nothing that you cannot be, do, or have, and we want to assist you in achieving that. So the universe is conspiring so that you will get what you want. You only feel that you are trapped, or it seems that you are in a cage right now. That's because of the circumstances that has to be to get what you want in the first place. Sometimes we've got to feel constrained. Now, for example, it's almost like if people have what they want straight away, they don't really appreciate what they have because it's too easy. But when they have to fight for the things that they want, and then after a period of time achieve it, they rejoice. They actually appreciate every single minute, every single cent that they might achieve or gain. Can you see that if you don't know the concept of freedom, it's only when you are constrained or you are inside a cage that you understand what freedom means. And it's thinking this way that you are, it doesn't matter if you are in this so many limitations and you have explored every single inch of your cage and you felt really despairing. The thing is, this might be a blessing in disguise. For in thinking that you cannot go anywhere, then when you know that when you are free, you will be able to best understand that you are free and best appreciate what you can do because now you understand the difference between the two. You understand what it's like to not be free. And once you are free, you'll be free to do anything you want and understand it and appreciate and savor it even more. But we love where you are right now. Okay, so we actually want you to be in this inside this limitation and inside this constraints because it's the only way to understand how to be creative within where you are. So you're being given all these constraints so that you have a brief from which you can explore the limitations within this brief. If you are a designer, for example, you actually have to be creative within the constraints that you are given, within the price range you are given, within all these resources that you are given. Even if you do not understand the constraints, even if you don't realize, if you don't want the constraints around you, but then you must understand how joyful the journey will be to freedom, how joyful the journey will be to where, if you understand to where you want to go, and when you achieve that is that it was designed for you. Okay. Now, in your last week, it shows this person lying on this flying carpet. Can you see it makes sense now? Because after a while, after that third week, in the fourth week, you truly will know what freedom means. It says there is evolutionary value in my personal preferences. And you understand, you become validated for everything, the struggles that you had previously. And you're above everything now. You understand it all. So realize and do not underestimate the value of your preferences. For the evolution of your planet depends upon those of you on the leading edge of thought, continuing to fine tune your desires. So, obviously, you are best placed to understand what it's like to be freed of the constraints. Finally, there's a light, and you are now able to be free from the constraints. And the contrast between the constraints and being inside a cage or being coerced to do what you don't want to do and being suddenly freed from all that. from all the limitations, you understand that there is actually the perfect environment is formed, okay, based on your personal preference, based on what you wanted in the first place. And see, if you weren't being put inside a cage previously, you wouldn't understand this. You wouldn't understand what it's like to actually have this freedom and to enjoy and savor this freedom, being above everyone's cares and worries. I hope you enjoyed your reading, Cancer, and please subscribe if you haven't already done so.